Hey guys, Julie here. I honestly thought I'd make, only 3 of the, arc main characters into chaotic, goobers and just, doing random things, but apparently since I heard about, I know I didn't have to make or 4 characters into this, into the Chaos of Fire, but I decided to anyway, because why the fuck not? I honestly wasn't gonna make them in Wings of Fire beta. So let's just get into this. So the Chaotic Isles AU, which goes along with the Chaos of Fire AU. Now, honestly, I don't know who the main 5 characters are, but as I was reading through book 16, it seems like Umber, Sora, and Sora just go along with Mulberry, Quokka, or Quokka. I don't know how the fuck her name is pronounced. And Dugong, which I think or Dugong. Is it Dugong or is it Dugong? What the fuck is that name, bro? Which in fact, a Dugong is a type of seal, by the way, if you were wondering. Just looked it up as I was looking up this dude's name. And also Mulberry. Honestly, I was told by, I think, radio that there's gonna be only 3 main characters, which I was assuming that was gonna be either Umber and Sora and Mulberry, but I'm just gonna keep the same dudes that I have right now. So as you may suspect, yes, this contains swearing and a lot of things. And of course, since we don't know much about the other books, we'll just get on to Umber and Chaos Sora's story. So, if you're wondering, Clay never really met his unknown siblings in the Chaos of Fire AU. But, I kind of have little sad things. I wasn't gonna really add Sora within the Chaos of Fire thing, but I decided to anyway, because why not just let her live for now. So yeah. So Reed, Marsh, and Pheasant are dead, unfortunately, because they just died during the freaking Sandwing succession in this AU. And Umber and Sora are the only 2 Mudwing siblings left of the family. Let's just say, I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it actually, but Also, one thing I realized, Umber kind of looks more of in his teenager years than in his Dragonite years, because when we see him in Arc 2, he doesn't really look he doesn't look like a little Dragonite anymore. I think it's because, after, a few years after the war, he just got into a little bit into his teenage years or something like that. I'm not really sure. But anyway. So, Umber and Sora, decide to leave Pyrrhia since they had nothing left of their family. Even Cattail is alive in this AU, but she's a total bitch. She is in the books because, and she did not want anything to do with Umber or Sora since her other Dragonets are dead, and she doesn't really care for them. Unless, she really does care for the other Mudwing Dragonets canonically, but, I'm not really sure. I mean, we don't really see her as Mudwings or, once as a side character. Um, so, Umber, and Sora leave, Pyria, as I said. Yeah, here's Sora, by the way. I tried my best to make her, like, I looked at some Google images and tried to get her color right, but she didn't really come out the way I wanted. Or, she might have not come out the way that the book, as her, like, graphic novel version and her canon design. This is probably gonna be spoilers for book 16 as well. A bit of spoilers since I haven't really read the full book. I was kind of like just reading through so I can get some characters' names down for this, for the new characters introduced in the Chaos of Fire. So they arrive to the Lost Isles, and which is now just called the Chaotic Isles, since there's, I mean, what do you expect? There's like a lot of chaos right now. And as I think through book 16, again, spoilers if you have not read it, they get attacked by some kind of crazy ass kraken, and then Mulberry out of nowhere just comes out and is like, hey, stop it. And then the kraken's like, oh, okay, I'll stop. So yeah, the same thing kind of happens in books, like, as it did in book 16. And, Mulberry's like, oh, hey, so are you guys, like, outcasts? Because, like, if you're outcasts, then we could all be outcasts together. I don't know, it's just, I know I'm sorry, it sounds weird, I'm sorry. And yeah, okay, so yeah, here's Mulberry. Here's Mulberry here. Since Red is not really a thing for Leafwings, he's just a Skywing now. It's just a Skywing morph now, since Red is not really a thing for Leafwing scales or something like that. Well, they are, but only for the Leafwing scale details, not the full scales. But anyway, as I was saying, Mulberry sees Umber and Sora, seeing them as outcasts, and, or seeing that they were probably just outcasts, I don't know. That's how he assumed it. So the chaotic, I don't know if this is really true about the Lost Isles, because I didn't read it all the way, but, like, this was, I think the Lost Isles was a thing for dragons to get away from the wars and stuff. I don't know, based on what I heard, I think. And, but for this case, the Lost Isles in this AU is for outcasted dragons. And apparently the characters meet a lot of different other characters. Taipan, Dugong, Quacko, Platypus, 19, who is it's a literal dragon, it's a literal character's name named after a number, and other guys I'm too lazy to fucking mention because I'm gonna run out of breath. And little did they know that Beryl and Snakeroot, who is Mulberry's mother and father, are trying to look for Mulberry at this point, since, here's the thing, Beryl and Snakeroot kind of, like, went to a different island, just, like, I guess you could say go on a vacay or some shit like that, I don't know. But then something weird happens, and, but then, like, something odd happens, and Beryl literally just sees the other kind of dragons. Same with Snakeroot. They think Umber and Sora are a threat to the Lost Isles. And since the other dragons are like, oh, fuck this shit, we're out. Kate just, like, kind of got imprisoned for a bit, but then they kind of, like, broke out and kind of wreaked havoc all over the place. But then, like, since, the Chaotic Isles is, like, a giant island, or a huge island, it's gonna be hard for, it's probably gonna be a little hard for, like, Beryl and Snakeroot to go after their asses. But then, like, Taipan is like, hey, so, I saw those guys just kind of, like, bully you, and I kind of want to kill Mulberry, like, so fucking bad, so, yeah, I'll join you guys anyway, so how about I join your team? And, yeah, Taipan just does that. Spoilers for book 16. When I was, like, reading chapter 24, I think, is when, Glowworm attacks, Snakeroot or something like that, or was it Beryl? I'm not sure. Taipan grabs Mulberry and tries to slit his throat. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to explain about this. I am planning to go live playing as these guys, by the way. But anyway. So Taipan joins, Beryl and Snakeroot's team, and same with other dragons who want to kill Mulberry so bad. Except for Beryl and Snakeroot. But, like, but if Mulberry does not, like, do any orders that Beryl and, does not try to do, like, what Beryl and, Snakeroot are asking him to do, he will probably just get killed or just, like, freaking put in prison. I don't know. Which I think that was kind of the same in book 16, too. And so far, the group discovers, like, secrets and unknown things that has been hidden along within, that has been hidden within the Chaotic Isles ever since. So for now, since I don't really have a lot to explain about this, version of book 16, since book 16 is only out, I don't really, I don't really have much lore for this, like, chaotic version of the arc, really, because, like, since book 16 is the only, book out in the, in arc 4 right now, we still got, I'm still trying to, like, make up some lore and see what else happens. So, yeah, there you go, I guess, I don't know, on, like, what happened, but, you know, that's just gonna be it, and I'll see y'all later.